finally be back in the office, like actually doing these types of things. So many of you guys are like dedicated to our Co-Creating a Beautiful Life series and workshops that we unfortunately didn't get to do more than 3 months out of the year last year. And so this year I was trying to decide on a way to break it up, not only just personally develop ourselves, but professionally. And basically not just give it to my team, but shoot it out into the community like I like to do. There's so many of us here that are not only agents, right? But we're in sales somehow. And I think, it's funny because so many people have asked me, is this for real estate only? And no, it's not. Anyone that's in sales, which I believe is each and every one of us, we're selling ourselves every day, right? So these are things that we can learn and take and make our life both personally and professionally better. So that is why I wanted to launch the coaching series this year. I was going to wait until next year, but I'm like, let's just do this because it can be part of our team trainings, but in addition, it can help evolve and spread out to the community and hopefully better serve you guys in what it is that you guys do. So with that being said, welcome to number 1 secret to success ever. We are going to be focusing on mindset and attitude today. There's 6 personal perspectives that go into today's class that we're gonna go over. Obviously, there's a lot that we can talk about to really develop self-mastery when it comes to attitude and mindset, but we're gonna focus on these 6 things today. Those being self-mastery, the 80-20 rule, being purposeful, being learning-based, hungry, thirsty. I always like to say, it's not my job. There's the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And my saying is, it's not my job to lead a horse to water. It's my job to make the motherfucker thirsty. So I try to show up every day and make other people thirsty so that they can stop making excuses for themselves and start taking the actions to live the successful life that they said that they wanted to live. Removing self-limiting beliefs. I don't know about you guys, but each and every one of us, no matter at what level you play, no matter what you do in life, if you're in sales or not, we all have self-limiting beliefs. They creep in every day. When I look at this, I'm such a see it, touch it, feel it, taste it kind of person, so you'll see me move my hands a lot when I talk. But I literally envision like this drunk monkey that's literally in right outside of your peripheral vision that's there, and it's like, hey, but are you gonna fail? Are you really worth it? Are you good enough? Like, how many of you guys have self-limiting beliefs that are still there even though you know you shouldn't? What kind of practices do you guys do to overcome those self-limiting beliefs? Those are things that we're going to talk about. And I want to hear what it is that you guys do because I'm not a one-all know-all. We're literally here to learn with and from each other. And that's the whole point of these masterminds and these group sessions is we can grow together in numbers so much more than we can in our own mind, whether we're in a positive mindset or a negative. And then last, which is obviously probably one of the biggest, is being accountable, and being accountable to both the good and the bad, which means celebrate your victories, but also be accountable when you're not fucking showing up in the way that you promised yourself that you would, right? And sometimes not only doing it for ourselves, but having a team or having classes like this or, your buddy that can help you call you out on your shit. With being accountable, it's funny. I always say this in everything that I do personally and professionally. It's not my job to tell you what you need to hear. It's my job, or to tell you what you want to hear. It's my job to tell you what you need to hear. And I believe that in not just a professional setting, but in a personal setting, right? If I love someone and they're fucking up their life, I'm gonna have to call them out on their shit. And how they take it is really more to do about them than it is about me. So, how many of you guys are excited? Woo! Yeah, I love it. I love it. Hey, first and foremost, I'm gonna give a shout out where it's due. Thank you, Jenna Flowers with Intercap Blending. She's the one who provided the food today. So if we can all give her a round of applause. She's absolutely amazing. Not only does she attend all of these events because she's hungry and thirsty and ready to develop herself to the next level, which I don't know how much higher she can get, but it is what it is. But she's always willing to jump in and help us, with these events, which I think is really cool. So thanks, Jenna. I really appreciate you and I love you. Yeah, personally and professionally, you know that, girl. Another thing, that I want you guys to do is I want you guys to take notes and participate. This is engaging. I want that energetic exchange. Don't be quiet. Raise your hand. Get comfortable with the uncomfortable in these classes. I need that from you because if you're going to be here, I need you to play all out, right? How you do anything is how you do what?
Everything.
Yes, it is. And it's true. And once you know better, you got to do better. So I'm going to hold you guys accountable to that. Another thing that I was uncomfortable doing last year through co-creating pretty often myself. But if there's something that you guys get out of this and you want to donate to my nonprofit so that we can continue doing more magic, feel free. But this is literally a free event. Don't feel pressured to use Jenna. Don't feel pressured to come here. Don't feel pressured to donate. Literally, I just want to see you guys live your best life. So that's the rules of the game when it comes to Secrets to Success to begin. And now we are going to kind of jump into this, if you don't mind. I don't have the whole thing memorized, so you are going to see me reading. That just is what it is. So judge me. I don't really give a shit. Okay, so there's 6 personal perspectives when it comes to that successful people do in the sales business that they adopt when it comes to maintaining a positive and productive mindset and attitude. This is something that we practice as high achievers every single day. We have a great foundational model for this success. For a successful mindset, and those are the things that we're going to talk about today. I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think the difference is between high achievers and your average agents? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think the average, they just do kind of bare minimum, they stay low.
They stay comfortable.
They stay comfortable. And the higher achievers are the people that do go out of their comfort zone. They also have a bigger why in their life or a bigger goal that they are continually striving to get to. Whereas, you can make money and keep striving to get better and better, and where some people might have this amount in the bank and just be comfortable and not do any more than that.
I love that. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you for playing all out. I love it. Autumn, you are going to say something too. Go ahead, sweetie.
People that like to stay in their comfort zones are going to continue to stay average.
Yes.
I think breaking out of the comfort zone, getting uncomfortable, and as we say around here a lot, it's where uncomfortable is where we grow.
Yes.
And where we have a different perspective and change our outlook on things. And so the more you're uncomfortable, the better you're going to be and not considered average.
Yep. Round of applause for Autumn. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I absolutely agree. I think the difference between average agents and people that excel is we show the fuck up. Point blank. We're willing to do these 6 things and then some, where a lot of other people, they're inspired by the successful people, but they think that there's going to be an easy button. It's not the case. What we're going to talk about today is not going to be easy actions. They're simple, but they're not easy to actually execute in your life. So I absolutely agree. I'm going to ask you guys, I'm going to basically tell you there's 3 basic attributes that I think of when it comes to high achievers. And it's their mindset, first and foremost, because if we believe it, we can then achieve it, but it's going to take action in order to do so, right? It's going to be your attitude. If I'm like, hey, I'm a victim mindset, everything's happening to me, not for me, I'm probably not going to live a very high life, right? I'm the people that you want to put in this box, don't touch me, I'm comfortable in this little tiny thing, put on a shelf, to each their own. If they want to live that life, good for them, but I don't know about you guys, but that's not the fucking life I'm here to live. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen! That's why you're here, because you're not either. You know what I mean? So, and then it's going to be your approach to life. How do you go about your day-to-day activities? And what are the things that you're saying that you want versus the things that you're doing that will lead you to live the life that you want? Right? These are the foundations of the 6 personal perspectives on how to maintain a positive and productive mindset, attitude, and outlook on life. Number 1 is self-development and self-mastery. It's the possession of great knowledge, skills, and developed habits that will make you the master of your life. When you commit to achieving your best life through self-mastery, you will 1, know your goals, 2, know your strengths and your weaknesses. 3, and know how to work with both your strengths and weaknesses to seek and master the necessary knowledge, skills, and habits to reach those goals. Sorry, I got to flip the page. Give me just a minute. Let's just go back to that. How many of you guys know your goals? Do you guys have a list of goals both personally and professionally? That's number 1, right? If you don't know what it is you want out of life and you haven't tied an emotion to what it is that goal is going to do for you and or your loved ones, then that's where we got to start. How many of you guys are willing to admit some strengths and weaknesses? Okay, so let's say it. Bambi, you raised it. What's a strength?
So a strength is I'm constantly exercising my mind. I try to exercise my body, and that's a strength of mine, is I'm always keeping my mindset and doing that.
Yes.
And I care a lot. I'm a caring person, but it's also a weakness.
Yep.
So sometimes you can care a little too much and be walked on or taken advantage of. So it's finding a balance on that. And occasionally I'll procrastinate. It's another weakness.
Yep. I love that. I always say, we love hard, because around here we're kind of empaths, and we obviously care at people at a high level too. So when you love hard, you can hurt hard. And you're right, that is a blessing and a curse in a way. But I think we can all agree we all know how to procrastinate once in a while. It really sucks when you have a list this long and you're almost like, what the fuck do I do? Where do I start? Jenna, I want to know some of your strengths and then a weakness, because I saw you raise your hand.
Well, my biggest weakness ever is I'm the worst delegator.
Yes. You have to own it all?
I'm bad, and it's not because I don't trust those around me or on my team. It's more, for me, it takes time for me to explain stuff, so I'm just like, fine, I'll just do it. But literally, I'm working on a list that's like 8 miles long, so
Yeah.
I need to do a better job of being able to
Leverage.
give some of that up and just not worry if it's how I would do it or if it's perfect or whatever. Like I'm a perfectionist to a fault, like it's bad.
I love it. I can relate.
Yeah, no, that's for yeah.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Like, that's what plays in my mind when I think about that. Like, it's cool. I'll just do it. You don't know how many times.
There's my way, and then there's the other way.
Yeah.
And my way's always the best way. And that's bad.
It's bad, but it's good because it's got you where you're at. But in order to do any more, you're probably maxed out and you have to learn to leverage, right? Which is working smarter, not harder. Problem is allowing people to be able to fuck up and then you not getting your feelings hurt when they do, because you can guarantee they're gonna fuck up because they're not you.
Yeah.
So what about your strengths, sweetheart?
Honestly, like I'm not afraid to work, and I work hard, and I honestly feel like that's, I'm willing to put the time in. I'm willing to do the things that other people feel like maybe aren't worth their time or maybe are too hard. Like I'm willing to put that work in, and I do, and it doesn't scare me. It doesn't matter to me how long it takes. I just do it.
I can vouch for that. That's the truth. Yeah. Does anyone else want to share some strength and a weakness? No? They're like, nope, it's cool. I think that I can relate. Strength and weakness. I mean, you love hard, you care, but it can also be looked at as a weakness. I can relate to that. I can also relate to learning to leverage, right? And knowing that everything that you've worked for 10 years, 20 years, blood, sweat, and tears has gone into this, to let someone else run with that ball isn't always easy, because they are then a reflection of you, right? So that's why here I'm very obviously particular on who it is that joins my team, because they are a reflection of me. I want to make sure that they have the same hustle and they have the same heart, because you are who you surround yourself with. So if I'm sitting at this table with a bunch of people that are average agents, what do you think it's going to do to my ones that are hungry? They're going to become average. But if I set, and I'm very particular, even if it takes time, of who sits at this table and joins this team, and they all have the hunger, and they all have the heart, the hustle and the heart, we're all going to be fucking rock stars. Because we hold each other accountable, what's the word? Accountable. At a high level. Yes. So that's why You know, we do what we do and we have these standards. People can look at us like, hey, that's fucked up. Like, you know what? You're right. It's fucked up. But only for you because you're not willing to play the game at this level. So that's kind of how I feel about that. Okay, next, step 2. The second thing on our list is the idea of the 80-20 rule. How many of you guys know about the 80-20 rule? Farrah?
So I know about it with fitness.
Okay, I want to hear it. I love it.
So you 80% grind, 20% relax. Like you can be a little bit more relaxed.
Yes. Yes.
Does it
I-
make sense?
I love that. It is. It is. It's kind of, but because you need that. Okay, it is in the sense that, let me wrap my head around this. You need the rest in order to go and build more muscle, correct? So it's kind of the same. 80-20 is the idea that 20% of your actions that you do lead to 80% of your results. It's one of the most powerful principles that you can apply to your life. So Jenna, for instance, you look at your list that is never ending. How many of those really fucking make money? Or how many of them are just because this is a part of how you want things done and the order and the things that you need to get done?
Well, it's like 20% of your income, hold on, I have to think through it. 20% of the work that you do produces 80% of your
Of the results.
right? So
Which is
it's
true.
like 20% of it, you know. I feel like I do spend a lot of time and waste a lot of time on stuff that, but it's like, to me, it's not a waste because it's important to somebody else. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, even though I know, you know, this person may never qualify to buy a house, I'm gonna spend the 3 freaking hours or whatever it is to,
Figure it out.
you know, run credit simulators and dig with their income and blah, 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 and that's like, but, you know, so it's like, yeah, you could probably pare down that list.
Yeah.
As far as what makes money and what doesn't.
It's true. But also it comes to mastering the art of fulfillment. So if that makes you feel fulfilled and that actually, you know, fills your cup in other ways, maybe not monetarily, but emotionally, right? Because that's part of your purpose here, then do it because you love to serve people, right? So some of the things that we do, right, are nonprofit, things like this. Is this going to generate me money by doing this or offering this or going and giving, you know, the homeless food or you know what I mean, going and giving kids at the shelter and Easter basket? It's probably not going to make me money, but it fulfills me. So to me, that's every bit, probably more important to me than the actual money, but I also have to make money in order to do those things. So it's like this balance. But the 80-20 rule, I mean, if you look at my calendar, half the shit that I put on there is probably not beneficial to the 80-20 rule, you know, but they're important to me. So I do need to get a little bit more dialed in with where it is that I am putting my energy and putting my energy into those 20% things at the beginning of the day, right? So if I do those things first, then I know I'm going to hit my goals, and then I can go out and put my energy into my passions and my philanthropies and all of those things. Because by doing this makes it to where this is possible. So that's the idea, is we're going to get dialed into what are your things that you have to get done, what go in your 20% box, right? And then the rest go on an 80% block. They're important, but they're not as important as these things. So yeah, it's about having focus, grit, and determination to succeed at a high level. By developing and outlining what those 20% things are, you'll be able to do so, right? What are some things that you guys think are in your 20% in order to play the game at a high level? Don't rush. I'll wait.
Mine is just organizing my day and getting the important things done first, like you said, that 20% first, because I tend to be very willy-nilly with my time, and I'll be like, my red zone, as I was explaining to you the other day, my reds on my calendar are, these have to be done today, no questions, they don't get moved, we are on time. And then I've got orange and yellow, and then I have purples. Purples are okay if I don't get to them, those are the ones that get moved to the next day. But trying to make more things red.
Yeah.
For me, and sticking to the red, because I feel like I'm allowing myself more gray area
Yeah.
to be willy-nilly that I really should, and I feel like I could be more successful if I really make a lot of those other appointments red.
Yeah.
To allow for more red the next day.
So let me ask you this.
Backlogging every day.
I love that, but let me ask you this. Do you get 100% of those things that are in red done every day?
I do.
Okay, so you can actually move
It's a
some of those
mindset.
yellow.
If I put
There.
some more things red, I know
Or
I can
orange.
get them done, but because I color code it, and I go, you know, if I don't get to this, if something happens, if something gets thrown at me today, if I don't get to this today, it'll be okay tomorrow.
Yeah.
It definitely has to get done tomorrow. I think by allowing myself to have that mindset, even though I thought it was a great thing to implement in my life,
We all have many ideas,
I
right?
think I need to make more red, so.
Cool. So my challenge to you is if you're getting everything done in your red zone, what I want you to do is look at the orange, because that's your next importance, right?
Yeah.
And look at those things and see if any of those things on that line, in that color code should be in your 20%.
Yeah.
That's an action that if I were you, I would go back and look at it and say, okay, what are these things that I'm putting in orange and why? And should they really be in red? Because if you're getting all the red done, you're kicking ass.
Yeah.
Because I get things done, I have to push things that are to me red to the next day sometimes. And I'm like, God, that really sucks. You know? And so we're all guilty of this.
Well, and I think by
Right?
color coding it red, it makes me feel like, red, get it done.
Alert!
Alert!
Stop and do this
Stop it
right
now,
now.
get it done.
I love
So
it.
I love the red color coding, but
I
I
love
probably
it.
need to make more red.
I love it. Okay, number 3, high achievers are always looking for the purposeful way. By doing this, they break through the ceiling of their natural behavior. You can attain a certain level of success utilizing your natural abilities, but expect to hit a ceiling at some point. Like, you know, if you're not getting everything done in a day or whatever, you need to start making adjustments. How many times have we corrected and continued with you? Hey, I think this sounds really good. It doesn't work, right? So we then have to say, okay, if I know what it means by natural abilities, right? If I know that I'm tired at night and I'm not going to work out, I should probably work out in the morning, right? I'm naturally more of a morning person. If there's people at night, like me, I'm a night owl. I'm a moon baby. So like I get in my creative, if there's something that I need to do that's in a creative zone, I need to make sure that no one's walking through this door. I don't have kids or husbands, no offense, I love you, Josh, that need things from me. You know, so it's like usually when they all fall asleep is when like my mind just starts going. And I'll be up, Farrah knows this, till like 4 in the morning. You all know this actually, till like 4 in the morning sometimes. She's like, I'm waking up. Jenna loves it because you're like this. Yeah,
Why are we not talking?
I know. Because then we wouldn't be doing those things. It'd be the same thing as doing it at 3 in the afternoon. But text me, love you. I'll send you a heart emoji. But yeah, they keep me up, and Josh is like, how the hell did you stay up all night? You know, and then it makes it to where I'm a little bit off. So what I'm starting to do is try to take a week, not try, there's no fucking try. I have to correct myself here. Putting it on my calendar to be able to take a weekend, even if it's a day or 2, to go and do these things with myself, for myself, without any outside influence, to be able to get those things done. Because if they're read to me and they're important, like me writing my book, when am I ever going to have the time and the space to be able to clear that, to be able to get into that zone? I can't do it, you know, yes, I do stay up late till 4 in the morning, but it's not easy to get up at 7 in the morning when the rest of them are waking up or 8 and see my kids off and then want to be productive. So we all have, you know, things that we need to make adjustments on to be able to flow with our natural abilities to get those things done. Does that make sense? Okay. Number 4, make learning-based hunger and thirst the foundation of your action plan. A learning-based individual is an individual who has made the decision to use effective learning as the foundation piece for their action plan to develop their ideal life. Training and education are a big part of moving forward to attain your goals and to succeed at a high level. Learning-based individuals commit to the process of acquiring skill-based habits. What are some of the tips and tricks that you guys utilize to have a positive and productive mindset and attitude and approach to life? What are some things that you guys do? Does that make sense? Okay, so you're hungry.
Yeah.
What are the things that you're doing to get the education to be able to implement things at a high level that high achievers do to successfully obtain your goals? Go ahead, Cass.
Personally, I'm taking my real estate test right now, so that's obviously a great source of education. I'm constantly learning every day. But
Yes.
when Mandy and I are, one-on-one and we're doing something together, say we're filling out a contract, she's telling me, okay, this goes there, and I'll be like, why? Why does that go there? Why is this like this? Why is this part of the section right here? So just constantly asking questions about stuff that you don't know about. I don't know a lot of things, and so you just have to constantly be asking questions to figure it all out.
I love that. So basically admitting
Yeah.
that you don't know it all.
Yeah.
And being willing
Yep.
to be led, being willing to be taught.
Yes.
And I love that. And it's so true. She's so willing to learn, and I love that with people. You know what I mean? That I surround myself with, because we don't know it all. And that's why when I came in here at the beginning, I don't know it all either. Go ahead. I saw you raise your hand, Carly.
So I'm on the opposite, I'm a nurse, and so
Yep.
with my career, I have to constantly learn. And I have to search for things myself to provide better care or build how I want to work.
Yeah.
So I love that, and asking questions too.
Yes.
That's the way that you are open
Yes.
to learn.
Love
So.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. So some of the things that I would say that I've done, right, or do in practice is classes like this. These things are so huge for us. I'm continuing my education and personal development through ways of I've done every Tony Robbins event. I'll go to my buddy Colton's events, right? I love to mastermind with people. Hey, in the industry, how many times do me and Farrah have conversations about shit? How many times does Bambi come over and sit in my hot tub and ask questions? Even though she's in insurance, we're in sales, and so she's not afraid to ask me, Amanda, how do I help? How do I build my business? How do I do this? And it's working, right? She just had her biggest month ever, won the top of the people. It's working, right? God of applause. And so that's the cool thing. And it goes as far as positive affirmations. Speaking in a I am, and not using the word will, like I just did, and correct yourself when you do. Being able to be accountable to yourself, and developing the tips and tricks that work for you and your lifestyle. Yes,
I think
Morgan.
at the beginning I've tried this goal a couple times, but I finally allowed myself to use on goals achieved. Sometimes when I don't have the time to read, but I made a goal to try and read one book every 2 weeks, and then I try and listen to at least 3 podcasts.
Yes.
I think that's something that no matter what career we're all in, it can apply, those sort of things. And they're usually self-help books, because they can help me out if I really like them. But I think that's another good way that all of us across the board can use.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's the same thing, when I am learning and I'm nourishing my mind and my body, I feel so much better. So
Yes.
Books and audiobooks and podcasts have been a huge.
I love that. I love that. Yes. Anyone else?
So I
Yes?
use it first thing in the morning when I get on cardio. So it motivates me actually to do cardio because I like to learn.
Uh-huh.
And so whatever I want to learn about, I'll just do it. A minute goes by so much faster.
I love that. You know what? Josh challenges me for that. He's like, why are you sitting here doing in the bed? Literally, I don't even get out of bed. Go figure. By the time I'm already, Jen is laughing. She gets it. But by the time I'm already in the whole zone, and I'm like, he's talking, and I'm like, hold on. And I'm already there. And he's like, why don't you go do that on the treadmill in the gym that you made me build? And I'm like, good idea. I could kill 2 birds with one stone. Sounds really fucking good. I'm still yet to master that, by the way. So I got some work to do too. But I'll just keep covering it at school. No, I'm just kidding. I love it. Yeah. Another thing is positive affirmations, right? So something that I learned a long time ago is I literally envision myself armoring up in the morning when I'm talking to myself, looking at myself in the mirror. It's 1, an act of self-love. 2, it's literally pumping myself up, because I know when I go out into this world, there's going to be people, places, or things that have their own energies that is going to bounce off of me, or their shit becomes my shit. And I'm not going to, the only way that I can deal with that is literally, I am this, you are that. I go out with my armor, and then when I get home, I have a nighttime routine. Josh, kind of doesn't get it, but being an empath, and being around a lot of energies and going, I have to wash all that off of me at the end of the day. I have a bath ritual and my Palo Santo, and I'm doing all my hippie shit, and it helps. If I didn't do that, I would be a hot mess at the end of the day. I can tell a difference when I'm on doing it and not doing it. right? It helps me. So there's a lot of things that you can do. I love the working out and tag teaming. I love it all. Like, I think it's great, you know? Perfect. Hold on, I gotta flip the page. Let's see, number 5, high achievers remove their self-limiting beliefs that hold them back. In order to successfully develop yourself at a higher level, you will need to clear your mind of any self-limiting beliefs first. Have any of you guys had these thoughts in your head? I have to be an expert and know everything before I can begin the business. I'm not worthy yet. Right? You creep in, you're like, wait, if I only know this, or if I only get there, then I'll be able to do that. I do it still, and I know better. So I should be doing better, but there's still that drunk monkey sometimes, you know? Or you don't think you could achieve or believe in yourself enough and to be able to hit your goals, right? That's a lot of nature and nurture. I mean, we could go deep on that, and we probably will in another class, but you know, our nature and nurture will help us define what it is that we do or do not think is possible, or what the chatter is going on in our brain. You know, so to get rid of those self-limiting beliefs, that's part of why I do my affirmations in the morning. It's like, I know that shit's gonna creep in. I know these people are gonna like have their shit and it's gonna come in my field, but not today. Not today. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna be like, I am this. Even if, I didn't always believe what it was I told myself. It's a process. It's, it doesn't come easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. I am this. It's simple, but it's not easy to believe it. And once you start believing it, that's when you're going to start seeing the rubber hit the road. And that's where you start seeing you achieving it and getting it, and really getting to where it is that you said you wanted to be. So how many of you guys have self-limiting beliefs that go on in your mind? And are you willing to share? Kes? I'm just doing this. Gotta help you, girl.
Yeah, I guess like the first one, just kind of thinking like I have to be an expert. I have to know everything in order to do this, or else I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's something that affects me a lot.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's very vulnerable, and I love that. Almost analysis paralysis,
Right.
right? We overthink things sometimes.
Yep.
And we think that we have to know it all. You know what? Half the people that are fucking where they're at the top of the game, they just go along with it. Me teaching this class right now, I'm like, okay, I've never done it in this format, but I'm doing it. And here I am. And you know what? Eventually it's going to become natural, supernatural. I'm not going to get nervous and start sweating before and making sure every word is the way that I want it. And all those things. Analysis paralysis. I did the same thing. It's why we were 7 minutes late starting today. So we all have it, right? I saw a bunch of hands go up when it came to self-limiting beliefs. Who wants to share? I'm calling on
I
you.
just want to share like a success side of that. Like,
Okay.
you can get past it, right?
Yes, absolutely. We'll come full circle.
I've seen it time and time again. I've seen it even with myself. And I look back to me, I'm trying to think how many years it was. It was 7 years ago. And I mean, I did fine. I mean, my production, at least with my work, was good, right? But there was this other level that existed. And I just always thought there's me, and then there's this one guy, right?
Bambi.
In my office, okay? And then there's like wherever, right? So I was always, but I never thought I would get to this, right? And I told myself that, literally. And I said it out loud. And what's funny is, fast forward, I'm not saying this, I'm just saying you have to, once you stop telling yourself that you're not this and you're not that, giving yourself permission to actually achieve that and get there, now he's here and I'm here.
Woo-woo!
And I feel like it's not, but I'm just saying it's like the moment you stop.
Remove that
Yeah.
self-limiting belief.
Then you actually, the sky's the limit. I mean, really.
And actually, that's another self-limiting belief. There is no fucking limit.
Right.
I took that out. It's funny you brought that up because that was going to be in my speech today. Is literally, I used to say the sky's the limit. I remember getting to that level and thinking, oh, the sky's the limit. And then I got there. Same situation. The people that I looked up to, then all of a sudden were here. And I'm above them and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, for real? Like, what the fuck? It's the summit. You climb the summit and you think that's it. But then you realize you get there and there's another fucking summit. So you're there with him and then you surpass because you didn't even know there was another summit above him. And that's what happens. But I used to say the sky's the limit. And now I say that I'm fucking limitless. Motherfuckers, like, I am boundless. There is no limit that anyone, including myself, will ever put on me. Whatever it is that I want to do, I can do. And I know that. That's the scary part. You know, I literally have manifested everything in my life, both good and bad, by what's going on up here. By what it is I believe or the stories that I've made on the bad side. Let's go to that. The stories that I made up to fit the narrative for whatever fucked up reason from my nature, my nurture, whatever happened to me, you know, served me in that way. And therefore, I manifested that must have been what they were thinking. I don't even fucking know if that's what they were thinking. But for some reason, that's what I was thinking. They were thinking. You know what I mean? And to the contrary, I believe in myself so much and I show the fuck up and now I'm believing the I ams. Yeah, bitch, you are. I'm getting past him. You know the people I used to look up to? Right where you're at? I'm like, oh, fuck, I am. Yeah, I'm doing this. And so we can literally manifest our reality. It's part of my slogan, right? Manifesting my reality, fulfilling my destiny. Because this is literally a part of the destiny. Is us growing with and from each other because we're better in numbers, sharing this knowledge and these wealth. This is us leaving here with a little bit more tools in our tool belt to go out and be a better person. And when we're a better person for us, we're a better person for our kids. We're a better person for our spouses, our partners, our team, our community. And that's how you change the fucking world because that ripples out. You inspire everyone else to do the same thing. You know, and that's what I feel like we're here for. Yes, what about, let's talk about, this is the last one. Oh shit, the accountability. Woo. Accountability. Okay, accountability is first and foremost an attitude and an approach to your entire life. An accountable person says, everything in my life is a result of the choices and actions that I make in my own life. I am responsible for where I do or do not go. I am responsible for what it is that I do or do not achieve. Accountability is a tool for continually changing the results in your life in the areas that matter most, your 20%. A person who is accountable in their 20% or their whole life says, I own my life. I am certain, and they're certain in areas that they want to continually improve in these results. I want us to say, so in other words, this is something that I'm going to have us say together. So I'm going to say it, and I want you guys to repeat it. I am purposeful, and I am learning-based, hungry, thirsty person, willing to succeed at a high level, and I am continuing to improve every day. Can we say it together? I'll say it slow.
Yeah.
I know you guys are not. I know you're not going to remember all that. So I am purposeful.
I am purposeful.
And that ties into the 20%, right? I am purposeful.
I'm purposeful.
I am learning-based, hungry, and thirsty.
I am learning-based, hungry, and thirsty.
I am a person who is willing to succeed at a high level.
I am a person who is willing to succeed at a high level.
And I am continuing to improve every single day.
And I am continuing to improve every single day.
Give yourself a round of applause.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I love that. Okay, so to change your mindset and focus on being of service, adopting a mindset and a philosophy of contributing to the lives of other people will allow you to be direct and to the point in all of your interactions with others. This applies personally and professionally, right? And always say to yourself, it's my job as a professional to tell, I always say, it's my job as a professional to tell you guys, both personally and professionally, what it is you guys need to hear, and it's not always going to be what you want to hear. That's how we're held accountable. With your focus on contributing to others and being focused on acts of service, you're going to learn over time that your communication will be more effective with not only your customers, but anyone. And you're going to be able to win over their hearts and their minds more easily, more frequently, and more effortlessly by being true to you, right? Energy, enthusiasm, and a deeply rooted belief in doing the best job possible for each and every customer or person you meet attracts the people to you more naturally. Take every opportunity to educate the people in your personal and professional and social life about not only what it is that you do, but offer acts of service in how it is that you can help them. These are reminders for people in your network, and they can lead to many referrals in your business, and they can develop healthy personal and or professional relationships that will last a lifetime. These are attributes. These are things that I have done in my life to develop myself to where I am. And high achievers that I see in the world all have these attributes. And so I'm spreading this love to you guys and these golden nuggets to you guys today in hopes that you guys can take a little bit away from this and really take an action plan and make a better life for yourselves and your loved ones. I'm gonna say, you guys are gonna see a worksheet in front of you guys. I'm gonna give you guys about 5 minutes to fill that out, then we're gonna kind of have an open little Q&A at the end. Perfect! Woohoo! Who got all the way through that?
Almost.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, what we're gonna do is we are gonna go around the table. So we are going to start with Miss Morgan, and you're gonna do number 1. And we're gonna go back around Josh's way, back over to Autumn. Okay, so number 1, have you outlined your financial goals?
I feel like I have, yes, for the most part. But I also know that they already have changed a lot as I've gotten older. These things have changed, but
Yep.
I feel like I do have a pretty good outline. So.
Perfect. Well, one of our workshops, so we are going to be having workshops that's actually like a little bit more engaged. Well, this is very engaged, but we're going to have workshops, right? Like our vision boards the other day was a workshop. So there's going to be things like that and opportunities if you want help of coming in and maybe outlining it, feel free. Don't ever be afraid to ask questions, right? All right, Josh, have you achieved your number 2? Have you achieved your financial goals throughout your career so far? Why or why not?
No. Primarily because I don't take a lot of this stuff seriously, for the fact that I'm not consistent with it. I'm not actively doing it. I kind of put it off to the side and have never taken it seriously enough to like give it a shot and move forward with it. I'm wanting to do that. So setting goals and coming to these classes I feel will help with that.
Perfect.
Being consistent.
Perfect. Thank you for the vulnerable, real statement. Like that's beautiful. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, Jenna.
I didn't fill out a sheet, but I'll answer.
Okay. What is one thing that makes a sales agent more successful than others?
Oh, gosh. Honestly, I think just being willing to do what other people aren't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Getting uncomfortable.
Yes.
And just,
Growth.
Yeah, and honestly doing what other people aren't willing to do.
Perfect. Farah, why do you think not all sales agents do that? Why do you think so many people are okay being average or complacent or put themselves in a box on the shelf?
Because it's hard.
Mm,
I think that's what it is. I just think it's hard and some people don't want to do hard things.
yeah. Mindset. I'm not tough enough to do hard things, so I'm just gonna fucking tap out and take the easy button. Here's my perspective on that though. I think the easy button isn't easy. I think that's such an unfulfilled life that to me it's like it might be easy just sitting on the couch, but how unfulfilling. And is that really easy at the end of your days to sit there and just be idled? I don't think so. All right, Miss Bambi. Is your desire to succeed more powerful than your fear from doing the one thing that will make you successful?
So, this wasn't always the case, but my desire now to succeed is so much better than where I was before. Before, I had such a fear of overthinking and not doing things that would make me successful, and completely changing my mindset is what has helped me start succeeding, and I know it's kind of up from here now.
I love that. And it's so true. It's so true. Okay, what's the next one for Miss Carly? What does it say?
How will you implement each perspective into your daily life?
Ooh, there you go, girl.
So I think morning and night routine with like meditations, I need to do better with that. I'm kind of chaotic right now.
Uh-huh.
So, like you said, I stay up, and I'm a night owl, so I stay up forever, and then I wake up groggy. But anyway, it's just, so getting routines, affirmations with mirror work, I love that.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and then scheduling time set aside completely for myself and my passions that I want to do.
Yes.
I don't really have that time, so.
Yes. Speaking of that, how's your dance stuff coming?
Doing okay. That's why I'm here, is I'm trying to.
Yes, that's what I was hoping. Okay, so a long time, Carly's been coming to Co-Creating Beautiful Life forever. Yeah, she's one of the faithful, like, ride or dies, right? And a long time ago, she came to me and she was like, I love doing dance, right? She does, what do you call it?
Sensual dance.
Sensual. So we will have a party here and support her. In fact, we're going to put it on the calendar because I'm going to hold your ass accountable. We're doing it just like me today. You're just going to show up. We're going to do it. Okay? But she literally was like, I want to do this. I want to do this. And I'm like, you have to fucking do this. Like, women, I don't know about you guys, but we need that. We need to nurture that feminine energy, right? A lot of people are single moms or whatever, so they have to step into this masculine and play both roles. So to be able to nurture that side is so beautiful. And a lot of women can learn a lot of things from you, I promise you. So I believe in you. I'll be your biggest cheerleader, just like I believe in all of you. But yes.
I'm coming.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're planning it. It's going to be on the books. All right, Cass, what's the next question, baby girl?
Create 3 action items that you can do today to implement a better attitude and mindset that will help you hit your goals. So mine is similar to yours, just doing more mirror work, more affirmations, because I'll find myself, first 3 days I'll do it, rest of the week, no, didn't need to do it. So just being more consistent with that, not forgetting about it. I also need a morning and night routine as well. I think that would help me a lot, just kickstart my day instead of just waking up and being like, oh my god, it's 8:20, gotta hurry and get dressed and run out the door, and not be able to collect my thoughts about the day first. And then another thing that I would love to do is just an office/day schedule. I feel like, I have a pretty good schedule when it comes to coming in here and getting my work done, but then after that, I'm just like, I don't know. It's just kind of like I'll do my school, my real estate school, and then I just don't really have a schedule for myself. It's kind
On
of
your
just
personal life.
willy-nilly, yeah.
Mhm.
So those are the 3 actions.
So it's structured here, but here's the thing you need to learn or remember, right? Our 6 human basic needs, which we're going to go over in another thing. You need one of those, which is your structure here, provides certainty,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But you also need variety in your life. So it might not be such a bad thing that you kind of willy-nilly at home and allow yourself that freedom. Maybe don't try to put yourself in that box so much, even though you're doing it with good intentions.
Right.
Trust me, from someone who needs variety, I need to be able to just go. Sometimes, like, it's just who I've always been, right? I've gone on fucking road trips, like, when I was younger, like, just not even knowing I was going.
Right.
I just left. I didn't even have a backpack. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm going to Ogden. I lived in St. George. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I guess we're going. And it felt so good. I think we all need that variety. It is a human basic need.
Yeah.
So allow yourself that grace. But if you need a little bit more structure, like on your things, then try it. But don't beat yourself up. That's the biggest thing. Don't start another drunk monkey back here fucking cheers and the other fucker. Like, oh, good job. You fucked that up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cheers. So don't do that, So just allow yourself the grace to be you.
Yes.
And sometimes we're better and sometimes we're not. But you need that variety as well. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome, babe. All right, Miss Autumn. What's the next question?
The question was, how was this class helpful to you, and what are your takeaways?
Woo!
I started answering it, and then WAP came on, and I was like,
Well,
so I didn't finish writing my response, but, so obviously, this class is helpful, on multiple levels for me, and I'm sure I speak for everybody else. I think, trying to be as repetitive as possible in, mindset and growth, and surrounding yourself with positive, great people that we all want the same for each other. We all want everyone to be successful, and being around that energy. I think, coming and doing stuff like this is extremely important, no matter what the topic is, and obviously
Yeah.
today it's mindset and positivity, but, just making sure that I'm making time to really, take on these opportunities, not just here, but elsewhere.
Yeah.
So that'll be good, because that's one of the things that I wanted to work on was self-development, so
Yes.
this is great for self-development. And then, so my takeaways are, really working on removing self-limiting beliefs.
Good.
And I know that I'm gonna give myself a self-limiting belief by what I'm just about to say.
Oh my God, I love it.
I know it's going to take me some time to get there, because it's definitely been ingrained in my brain and for a long time to think the way I think. But the more I put myself out there and get to come to things like this with amazing people, I think that's really going to speed up the process. So
Perfect. Perfect. I love it. Hey, I want you guys to all give yourself a round of applause right now, because you guys seriously, you showed up, you played all out, you engaged, you put yourself out there, you were vulnerable, you're hungry, you're thirsty, you held yourself accountable to being here when you said you would. It was so last minute for some of you guys, and that is the beauty. You get the variety with that, right? And you serve it at a human basic need. So I just want to tell you guys thank you. Like, from the bottom of my heart, like, it means a lot for me to be able to pay it forward, right? For me to take the things that I've learned, and usually the fucking hard way, and say, here, I hope that this is a tool that you can put in your tool belt, or you get something out of this to go make your life better. Because honestly, that's my purpose in life, is to change millions of people's lives for the better in one way or another. And this is very important to me. Anyone that knows me on an intimate level, which you all do, know that I stay up at night. This is part of the shit that keeps me up. How can I help my community? How can I help my team? How can I help my family? How can I better myself? How do we change the fucking world for the better? Because we're living in a crazy time. And the only thing that we have control over is ourselves and the way that we look at things. So by us shining bright and showing the fuck up and standing in our power and our truth, we inspire others to do the same, right? Which will help guide them out of these deep, dark trenches that they're in right now, especially. I don't pay attention to that shit. That's another way, by the way, if you're paying attention to that shit, I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's gonna fuck with you, okay? It's a fucking fact. Like, if you're paying attention to the scary shit that puts you into a scarcity mindset, where the fuck is the world going, just be careful with it. The 80-20 rule. You don't need it 80% of the time. So be careful what it is that you put into your brain. Even the other night, I watched a scary movie before bed, giving me a fucking nightmare. I don't watch scary movies because I fucking knew this. I quit that like it was an addiction. It really was. Court shows 10 years ago. She's on it. And I'm like, ooh, be careful with that. But literally, I did it one day the other day, for the first time in fucking forever, because I don't know about you guys, but there isn't very many cool shit on Netflix that's new these days with everything going on. So it was the one thing that I got, and it fucking stuck. And it scared, I literally cried in the middle of the night. Yeah. Okay. Hey, let's give him a round of applause. I give yourself a round of applause. We're done. Woo!